Hi, and welcome to this Weekday Word. Yesterday was the feast of St. Bartholomew, one of the 12 apostles, the one we also meet in John's Gospel as Nathaniel. We don't know a lot about his life, but we do know a couple things that are really instructive for our discipleship to Jesus. The first is that when Nathaniel was first approached by his friend Philip to meet Jesus, he was skeptical. Bartholomew or Nathaniel said, "How can anything good come out of Nazareth?" He wasn't being dismissive. He wasn't putting Nazareth down. Messiah was supposed to come from Bethlehem. And so he's asking a legitimate question, but a skeptical question. How can this be? How can the Messiah come from Nazareth? But Philip's response is, "Come and see." So the first thing we see in Bartholomew is that he takes his questions, he takes his skepticism to Jesus. He's willing to go and see. He's willing to let Jesus answer his question. And so, as disciples of Jesus, we can learn from Bartholomew that we are to take our questions to him. He's not afraid of them, and he wants us to bring them to him so that he can respond. And the second thing that I think we learn from Bartholomew's life is single-minded or single-hearted devotion. As Bartholomew came to Jesus, Jesus said that he saw him praying under the sycamore tree and said, "Behold, an Israelite in whom there is no guile, no deceit, no hypocrisy." Jesus' brother, James, as he wrote the book of James, talks about the need that we have for that kind of single-mindedness. And he says that much of our problems in discipleship to Jesus is our double-mindedness, that we're trying to serve Jesus and other things, that we're not really all in for Jesus. And so the second thing we see in Bartholomew's life is that we need to be all in for Jesus. Paul would put it in a slightly different way in the 12th chapter of Romans when he says that we are to be living sacrifices. Sacrifices are all in. They're not partial sacrifices. They don't give part of themselves. They give it all. And that's what we see in Bartholomew. That's what Jesus wants from us as disciples, that we give him everything. And so as we look at the life of Bartholomew, I think these two things come shining through in how we are to live our lives as disciples to Jesus. We are to take our questions to him and answer them with him, and we are to give everything to him, being single-minded, single-hearted in our devotion to him as our Lord and our Master. Be blessed this day, and I look forward to seeing you soon.